All right, New York Giants fans, this is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk, coming live from the hotel after the draft. My voice is shot. A lot of screaming, a lot of yelling, a lot of good times. I want to thank R0B, the big Dominic Palmer. I also want to thank Don P, James Williams, and everyone else that stopped into the stream last night. Made it extremely successful. It was a good time. It was a fun time. Of course, the Giants take Malik Nabers at 6. There's a lot to say about the run of quarterbacks that went on afterwards. There's a lot to talk about in reference to James Williams' favorite expression, you're buying all these bullets, but you still don't have a gun. There's a lot to talk about in regards to that. But today we just want to talk about Malik. We'll get into everything else later. But if you take a look, talent-wise at 6, you probably got the second to third best wide receiver in the draft. You got a player that's going to be explosive. You got another kid from LSU. We got another one that worked out pretty well before. I can't remember his name. It started with an O and ended with a B and a J. He's coming to a situation where he's going to be the number one guy. There's going to be there's no ifs, ands, or buts. And once again, the Daniel Jones no excuse clock has started in year 6. You saw his expression when he was picked by the Giants. You saw his family's expression. You saw their body language. I thought there would have been more enthusiasm, more joy, more glee. I'm not saying that his first reaction is going to be his worst reaction. I'm just saying I just found that a little bit interesting. You are going to have to figure out who's going to work on the other side of him. Of course, it's going to probably be Darius Slayton. You're also going to have Jalen Hyatt, but Jalen Hyatt's going to need to figure out how to get off the line, stop getting knocked off his routes, and actually catch the ball. He did have basically a 50% catch ratio. And then you hope Wan'Dale Robinson's going to fit in the slot. I know everyone's excited about, the Giants wide receiver room is so much better now. You have, once again, we have perceived talent and we have a collection of interesting talent. Would you say that these wide receivers are, I always think of it this way. Take the Giant wide receiver room, compare it to other teams. How do they compare it within even your own division? Also take the wide receivers with the understanding is at the end of the day, they're going to have to get open. And they're going to have to, and you hope that Nabers allows to have double coverage on the other side. You hope that Waller comes back. Well, actually, I don't know if Waller comes back because we need the cap space. But you need a tight end in that middle of the field to help open him up because people have to remember he is a rookie. He's going to be keyed on. He doesn't have Joe Burrows. So I don't know if I'm going to expect an explosion of offense out of him. I think he is a good fit for the team. I think he is a good fit for the organization. He seems like a good kid. And there are some things out there on social media with him, but he's 20-something years old, or he's 21 years old, or he's 20 years old. I can't remember off the top of my head. But he's a kid. So he's going to go through his learning pains. He's going to go through those things. But if you're looking for someone that has the physical talents, the physical attributes, and the physical size, speed, the size and the speed to be that number one typical wide receiver in the NFL, you got your guy. So the no excuse factor has to now be fully in effect because you now have Nabers in your neighborhood. So we have to just kind of wait and see how this offense evolves. If you take a look at what the Giants have done the last 2 seasons, you have to have a modicum of concern because of the fact they have never really gone vertical. Now, is that because of the offensive line? Is that because of the lack of perceived weapons? Or is that because of the quarterback? That's what you need to figure out. I'm not ecstatic about the pick, but I'm not upset about the pick. You saw the run on quarterbacks. You saw teams who were quarterback needy, and one team in Atlanta who actually has a quarterback probably for the next 2 years make types of moves to secure their future by getting the most important position in the NFL taken care of. Or again, it's their perception that they've taken care of the most important position in the NFL. So like I said, I still think J.J. McCarthy is a reach. I still think Bo Nix is a reach. But if you're a quarterback needy team, you think you can build around these guys, it's what you have to do to win in this league. You have to swing the bat to make contact to get a hit. The problem is a lot of times with the New York Giants, that bat has not left the shoulder. There's going to be some interesting videos coming up. I had some conversations with some people last night that actually work for the Giant organization, and it's I'm not going to get totally into it, but there's some interesting things I do want to talk about in the next week or so. So we're gonna have those content out soon. But like I said, you got to welcome Malik. You got to give him. You got to say, hey, listen, come to New York, do what Odell did, do it better, do it right. Show that you are the missing piece for year 6 and 7 of Daniel Jones, because more than likely with this maneuver, unless you get and I don't know, unless you get someone in free agency, because the 2025 class isn't looking that great, you're probably stuck with Daniel Jones till year 7. That's tough to say, guys. That is a tough thing to say as a season ticket holder. But like I said, you gotta give Big Malik thumbs up. It's a good pick for the team. Was it the right pick? Probably not, because you could get a wide receiver who has comparable talent to maybe a little less talent in the second round, and you could have still had your quarterback and your wide receiver. But like I said, it's neither here nor there. But like I said, he is probably outside, in my mind, outside of Marvin Harrison Jr., best wide receiver in the draft. So, kudos to that. Kudos to Joe Schoen. Again, welcome Malik Nabers to New York. We're going to do the live stream tonight for the second round, so make sure you stay tuned for that. And like I said, guys, hey, we're here again. We're doing this. And let's see what 2024 falls out into being. Again, this is Tim. This is New York Giants Straight Talk. Don't forget to like, don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to ring that bell if you want to know why. That'd be awesome.